I'm fire with desire, 'cause your love's taking me higher. Higher. Get to the hook. Get to the hook. Get to the hook. Get to the
Hi, I'm your host, Martin Blasick, and you're watching The Hook. It's the way I see it. There's nothing better than a finely crafted pop song. And what we do on The Hook is listen to a song, crack it open, and see what's on the inside. And hopefully find out how the songwriter got to the hook. So if you're a music lover, stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got a great guest for you today. He's a fine, multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist. He's a great singer, songwriter, guitar player, even a drummer. Please welcome Kevin Darish performing his song, Different Names.
How you doing?
Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Thank you. Jump right into this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Ask me how I can miss you when you're always near. And should you disappear, I fear we've changed. And it's a shame, but we will live. Our blue eyes, different names. And I sit with you in purgatory between the fun and the fear. 'Cause it's a higher register, but we cut ourselves just to watch it bleed and decide what's real and how we've changed. And it's a shame, but we will live. And our blue eyes with different names. Moss grows all we used to be new, but I'll never be brazen by you. One day the secret is out to be ever changed, 'cause I'll never feel the same. Oh, we've changed. And it's a shame, but we will live. Our blue eyes with different names. Oh, different names. Different names. And we will live. Our blue eyes with different names.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Thank you.
song, man. I love that song. You know I know a lot of your songs and a lot about your music. That's one of my that's one of my favorite Kevin Darish songs.
What is it that strikes you about it?
I don't know. It's funny because it's not like, you know, talking about the hook. It's not like there's a song that repeats like blaring out the hook in it, but there's something about the overall mood. I like the way you have those interesting chord things. And I mean, before we talk about specifics, how did you write it to begin with?
I was in a band at the time. We had a girl singer, and she had a specific way that she would write. This was this old singer for this band, Drag. And I was trying to write something in her vein, because her writing style and my writing style were completely different. And I was trying to come up with something that was more in. She always strums everything in power chords. But it didn't ring enough, and I'm one of those guys that likes to let things hang around a little bit, fill in some of the space. And the riff was there, and I started playing it just bar chords.
So really, it wasn't coming from like a lyric idea first, or you weren't humming a melody. You just like needed a song that somebody else could play the chords.
Kind of. I was trying to write for the band, and since I wasn't the singer in the band, I was trying to write. The music was way before the melody line. The melody line was a whole different story. But the music was just something, and I don't even remember coming up with it. I just remember it just being there, and I brought it in, and I kind of played it for him, and I said, yeah, I wrote it off of this idea you had, and she says, I didn't have an idea it sounded like that.
So she didn't even
apparently, yeah.
She didn't even remember where it came from.
No, I might have just mixed the whole thing up, and I in fact came up with it thinking that it was something that it just seemed like something she would write. But with the ringing strings, it definitely ended up sounding more like me than it sounded like her.
Well, I know you're playing a little bit, and I know your ringing string thing.
Sure.
And I just happen to know who you're talking about, and I know she doesn't really play that ringing string thing, because
not at all.
When I hear this, I mean, it's like this song is like just for me personally, just like a quintessentially Kevin kind of mood and flavor.
Sure.
So it's funny to me that you weren't even thinking about yourself when you were coming up with it.
Isn't that funny? You can't keep from being yourself.
So wait a minute, there was another lyric or another melody on it?
No, that was the thing, and it was just the first. I had the chorus first. It was just this wave change. And I had that, and I had words, and I tend to do that.
What's that? It's just a C chord, but you're going...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's real simple. If you take out all these little chords and do it in between, it's just, it's just 3-chord rock. That's all it is.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you can just do it...
approach it a little differently.
And just leave out those extra things. It's still the same song,
adds
right?
flavor, and I think it's become that way since I've been playing it just solo with a guitar. And when you're doing it that way, it's you're judge and jury. You're the rhythm, you're the melody, you're the vocal, and you're the shirt sleeve that keeps flopping all over the place. And you sort of have to keep them all going, And if you have the choice of like breaking it down into a little finger picking thing, but if you want to do something chordal, I always felt like, okay, I got to run the bass line, I got to run the chords, and I got to run the melody, and that's where the things like that little kind of stuff comes in. You got to keep it not so straight.
Because it's like, where's that line between what's the song and what's just your style of guitar playing, like like an arrangement thing.
Sure.
Because that actually is really nice flavor there.
Thanks. Thank you.
So where did the words come from? Because you're talking about the whole. I mean, for as many times I've heard the song, I don't know all the words. It's like we all behind like use with the same blue eyes, we use different names, or is that what it is?
It's kind of about reinventing yourself. It started as one thing. It started as my original lyric idea was for this rock star that I knew in Japan who sort of always had to be protected. He could never go out and do anything. He always had to have an army of guards around him because he was so famous. And what does he do when he's trying to not do that? Somewhere along the line, I dropped that idea, but kept a couple of the lines from that, and sort of fitted in lyrically with just sort of like, especially in like a romantic relationship, when people talk about, oh, it gets old and we do things to brighten it up. We do things to set a little fire underneath. And you sort of, but it's like role playing. You become something else. And by the end of it, by the end of the lyrics, when I finally wrote it, it even transformed farther into like sort of questioning, like, are you cool with who you are? Do you like who you are? You can always change it. Would you reinvent yourself if you could? And that's kind of where it falls in.
Now, are you like sitting down with a